Hey, you guys. Hopefully, you all are doing well. Hello, MLW Fishing. Hi, how are you? Hopefully, you can hear me okay. But this is going to be a really long live chat, hopefully. I am just going on here to talk about this post that I shared with you all. If you watched the video short, let me turn this off. But if you watch the video short, where I shared this really short clip where this man, I think his name is Simon. I'm trying to remember his TikTok handle, but this man basically was like, hey, he talked to his company about a pay increase, did not get that pay increase, and decided, looking at his rent, to just, rent prices were increasing, to basically just move into the office cubicle. So I'm going to play the video. Let me find this. And hello, Laura. Welcome. Nice to see you. How are you doing today? Sorry, it's Thursday. This week has literally flown by so fast, but I'm happy tomorrow is Friday. But yeah, let me share this video with you all because I'm just like, I see both sides of the scenario, right? But at the same time, I get, your rent is increasing, but for me, if I hire someone to do a job, let's say I hire someone to clean my car, they're getting tired and they decide to sleep in my back seat, I'm gonna feel some kind of way about that. So I'm trying to relate it to just like a normal, everyday situation that anyone can relate to. So I don't know about that. The whole, oh, let's just sleep in my office building. No one's in here, which is true. But let's talk about it. Let's share the video. Let me get this link and then I'll share it in here so you guys can see it. Hi, Dominic. How are you? What's going on? Okay, so this is the video. I'm gonna go ahead and pin this to the oh, if I can see myself, I'm gonna pin it to the video here because you need to watch the video. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and play it so you all can see what I'm talking about. All right. Oh, thank you, MLW Fishing. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yes, please do hit the thumbs up button. You guys know I'm not great about saying that. Clearly, I don't want to grow my channel because I never say hit the like button. People, the YouTubers, you know, most are saying hit that like button like 15 million times during the conversation. Like to record. Oh no, I'm not trying to do that. I want to share. I'm gonna share. Oh, why can I do this? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. So here it is. This is the video. I'm gonna share the audio. So if you can't hear the audio, just let me know. But this is the video. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. But you see the caption is rent prices are too high. So this is giving the reasoning for this.
This is me taking all of my belongings from multiple bags and unpacking them. I'm moving from my apartment into my cubicle.
So I can get them some food, make them something to eat.
Okay, so that's the video. I was talking. I muted myself because I wasn't sure if I was echoing. But yeah, so this guy, rent prices are too high. You guys didn't pay me more money. I'm just gonna move into this empty office over the night. And from what I followed with the story, the company did find out, of course. And did they give him an ultimatum or did they fire him? I'm not sure exactly what they did, but I did read somewhere that they found out about the incident. So, what do you all think? I'm going to give my perspective, but let me know what you think. If you're rewatching this video, let me know in the comments. If you're watching right now, let me know in this live stream. Hey, Barry, shout out to my member, Barry. If you're a tech savvy person or not tech savvy and you want to be, check out Barry's channel. Shark Tech. Hey, Sharky. Hi, Dominic. Dominic is just laughing. Oh, sorry, Laura. Hopefully you all can hear me now. I forgot to unmute myself. But yeah, what do you all think about that whole incident? Let me know. I'm gonna give my take on it. So, as a recruiter, I am going to see the person side of it and I'm going to see the business side of it. So, immediately for myself, I'm like, okay, let's say on a day, I'm going back into the work office, right? I hire someone to clean my apartment. Okay. They're supposed to be here for an hour. Let me know when they're done and go about their business. However, let's say they don't do that and they're just like, oh, they're gone for the day. No one's going to be here anyway. This is an open space. I'm not feeling so well. I'm tired. I'm just going to sleep in her bed. I'll make it up later, whatever. Oh, let me kick my feet up and watch TV. Oh, let me take a shower real quick. Oh, let me use her soap. Oh, let me use this. Oh, while I'm here, it looks like she's got some food in the fridge. Let me just get some of this, get some of that. And then hours and hours later, I show up. Maybe I hired this person at 9 a.m. I come back from work at 5:30 and they're here feet kicked up, relaxing. How do you think I'm going to feel? Because one, they should have been gone. It doesn't matter. This is my space. You shouldn't be here. I paid you to do the service and then to leave, right? Next, for me, you're using up materials. You're using my soap, you're using this, you're using my stuff, and you're also incurring costs because you're using lights, you're watching TV, you're doing this and you're doing that. So, taking a step back from the scenario of company versus employee, sometimes you have to put yourself in those shoes of like, how would you feel if someone did something similar to you? And I think most of us will feel some kind of way if someone's like, oh, I'll help myself to your space while you're not thinking that I am here. So I think there's a lot of alternative scenarios that could have been done versus that, right? And then I am going to see if I can look up, if you know about the story, what happened to the guy, let me know. But I want to look up because I did find somewhere where the company found out. And I think he's in, I want to say Washington, which I know is expensive. I get that. That's my take on it, just from the basic level. Now, what are some options that could have been done? We'll talk about that in a minute. I just want to look at some comments in here. Hey, Louis. Louis is giving thumbs up. Okay, I feel like you're spamming the chat, Louis, but thank you. Thank you for the emojis. He should not have put in on social media. Right. I don't understand why people do things, especially things that you aren't supposed to do, unless it's just for clout. Like it's going to go viral, or you're hoping that something goes viral and you're going to blow up and get popularity and then hopefully make some money from it. Not everyone makes money from their popularity. There's plenty of viral people that, what are they doing now, right? But yeah, I totally agree with you, Laura. People have been doing stuff like that for a while. People sleep in their cars on the down. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Not the best situation, but I get it. Like, not not everyone is going to have good times all the time, right? I know Tyler Perry is one person. He was homeless for a long time, and look at him. He owns his own production company. He's hiring many people, giving them opportunities. So I get that angle of it. It just has always existed, but he wanted social media clout. Right, right, exactly. And it's like if you're going to do something like that for a couple of days or whatever, I still don't think it's right based on the premise that an example that I gave myself. However, I can see the humanity, like I can understand a situation like that. And I feel like a company would maybe be a little more understanding if it wasn't blasted on social media as well. Kiki said, I thought it was a prank. Is it a prank? Hold on. Let's see if I can even find the story again. But yeah, I just remember reading that. Yeah, it is Simon. His name's Simon Jackson on TikTok. So his actual name. Now this is based on the Independent Co. UK. It looks like he was fired. Let's bring this article up. Man reveals he was fired. Oh my gosh, this image. I gotta show you guys this. What in the world? I'm sorry, but just the visual. And here's the other thing you guys have to think about. People in an office, right? There's certain security protocols. There are certain documents that people have in the office. And so there could be questions that arise if, folks know that, oh, Simon is in the office after hours. He's, sleeping here. Is he accessing files? What else is he doing during that time? Is he, obviously medical information, compensation information, people's just all kinds of information that you're privy to. Do you now have access to that now that you're there while no one's around? So there's a lot of interesting things to be considered. And that was also my thought of like, okay, so what were you doing in there? What are you doing? But let me pull up this article so you can see what I'm looking at. 'Cause I'm just like, this visual is, oh my goodness, it's crazy. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Okay, let me stop that. Oh man. Okay, share screen, yada 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 yada. Okay. Man reveals he was fired. Okay, here it is. So this is the image that I was looking at, you guys, you folks. God, you have to help me. Help me not say guys. Call me out when I say that. But look at this. Look at that. Man reveals he was fired after he briefly moved into office cubicle to protest not being paid enough. Let me bring myself down for just a second because the best way that you protest not being paid enough at a company is you find an opportunity that is going to pay you more money, and that is how you protest. Whatever happened to strikes? That would be the alternate way that unions typically handle protests for pay. Um, it's not a overnight sit-in at the company. No, that's not going to get you paid more. It is a candidates market right now, but it's not that much of a candidates market. We can still, I mean, there's someone typically that can be found to do that. So I don't think it was a prank, Kiki. You would think it is because of this, and this is the independent. This is the Independent based in the UK. So it says a man has revealed he has been fired from his job after he moved into his work cubicle because he claimed he was not paid enough to work in an office and pay for an apartment. Now, I really want to know how much this guy was being paid because if he can't he's in an office environment and he's not able to make enough for any apartment in his area. That's a problem, and that is a problem that we're dealing with right now. The prices are crazy, but it's this is not the way to handle it. I'll just say that. So Simon Jackson, which he goes by the username calm.simon on TikTok, first announced his intention to live in his office cubicle in a video posted to the app on the 8th of March, is what it says. And now I guess it wants me to pay to see more, but that's what they're saying. And they have the caption here, it was fun while it lasted. That is wild. Let me see if there's another article that I can actually view for free. But like, y'all, what? Sharky is saying he put himself in a terrible position. Now he has no home and no job. It's that right. That's not the way you go about something like that. I mean, what you have to think long term and think about consequences. And some people do not think about consequences. They just do something and they don't really think out, okay, what will happen in the future? What could happen if I do this? What could, what external factors may come back to me? What effects am I going to have on myself? Whatever. Kiki says, I had a coworker get fired for posting her going to a boxing match. Was she supposed to have be sick or something? Because that is something that happens. I've seen a lot of instances where either someone says they're sick or someone says they're injured, right? They're supposed to be injured, and there's compensation that a lot of companies provide if you're injured at work. And I remember this video I saw, and the man, it was supposed to be funny, but the man is like out skiing, going shopping, doing all this stuff. And I think he was supposed to have a broken leg and laid up at home. He's like living the life, and then a coworker sees him and they're like, he's supposed to be working. I saw him out just, about his day, living the life. And so it was a big HR fiasco. Hi, KB. Shout out to another member. Welcome in. What do you think about this scenario? Have you seen the video? It's pinned to the comments if you want to check out the short that we're talking about. But I'm just like, this is not how you do it. Kiki, was your coworker one of the boxers? Oh, that's funny. He was being a clown, says Laura. Unite with coworkers, talk about pay, and ask for an increase. Here's the thing. If you can prepare for a conversation, you have to think about the timing of when you're talking about an increase in pay. You have to be prepared to talk about why, and the why is not, I just want more money, right? It's more about the value that you're bringing to a company, your options elsewhere, meaning the market. This is why I made a video where I talk about why options are important, why competition is important for all of us. You have to be ready to talk about it. And I feel like people don't talk about pay increases at the right time. Like, you just got a company a new client account worth millions of dollars. This is a good time, right? You were just put on a performance plan. Not a good time. That's not a good time to ask for a pay increase. KB is saying, I'm surprised he didn't steal some of the company's secrets to sell off to another company before he got fired. And it's not that companies wouldn't try to work something out with someone that may come to them and say, hey, I need some options for finding a reasonable apartment, and having a conversation with people. What options are there? So my pay is not being increased. What benefits do you provide for employees to find affordable housing? This is what is going on in my life right now. I need help because I want to be able to focus on work, to be able to, be the best employee here, whatever. what options are available? There's um sometimes companies, I've seen companies, there's a guy I met in when I was in New York. He was from Denmark and his company was paying for his housing in Manhattan. He was like in Times Square living the life. I'm just like, what? They're paying like months just living here. So companies, there's typically some type of housing. Companies have bought up, rentals and things. I mean, there may be housing options. So maybe they could have worked out a plan where he could just use, you know, something, maybe a company or corporate housing type of setup for a while. Maybe they would have done that for him. I don't know. We don't know because he, instead of having that conversation, I'm assuming, he just said, hey, rent's getting high. They didn't give me an increase. We're moving into the office. So I don't know if those conversations were had. There's also typically benefits where companies partner with different programs where they can help you find housing. Like I've used this before where they will just do the work for you, give you the options. Here's what I want. Here's what I want. It wasn't affordable housing necessarily, but it was just like, I don't have time to look for an apartment and I need you to look for me, basically. But it was a part of our EAP program, employee assistance program, and you just never know what options are available for you. But no, this guy decides, oh, I'm just going to move into the office cubicle. What, he could have stolen information during that time, and that's probably the biggest concern. Is this a security issue? So you're there off hours. What are you doing there? Are you looking up people's information? Are you getting company secrets? Like, what are you doing? Uh, hey, just ask Char. Let me know what you think about this. Laura B says, also sadly, people are in need of in-demand skills. Oh, people need in-demand skills. I'm sorry. Learn tech or trade or tech recruiting and move to a lower field. They do need to move to a lower cost of living area. I don't get that. And I don't know if the guy had the company do a cost of living adjustment. I know those things are not automatic. I know they're not. And I don't think companies do them on time. I feel like normally those adjustments happen late. Like we've already been dealing with this for about 2 years. And now it's like a lot of companies do fall behind when it comes to those increases. So my point of this video is before doing something so drastic, like, oh, I'm going to move into the office, have you considered your options? Do you know your options? If not, you need to figure it out because you need to figure out what your options are and what is the best plan of action you can take versus just, oh, I'm just going to do this. It just seems idiotic to me, for lack of better words. I'm just like, what? Again, unless your sole reason for doing something like that was to blow up on social media and you've got this major plan once you get viral what you're going to do. I don't think it's necessarily worth it because yes, we know what the space is now for like viral videos and how you can make money in this digital economy, but things do change. I don't blame that man. It was empty and he was going through a bad time. Okay, so I bring it back to my example. So what if I have a home? Because there are plenty of people that have multiple homes or they have a space. They leave their space at some point. Maybe they leave to go to work, just as Shar. So are you okay with letting, whoever, maybe you have someone, a plumber come in. He's supposed to be in there in and out for an hour, right? You're fine. You'd be okay if he just said, without telling you, oh, this is a nice place. I like this. Oh, I got a nice TV over here. Oh, nice. Ooh, cushy couch. Oh, let me just sit. Oh, let me kick my feet up a little bit. I'll just stay here a couple hours. Let me just take a nap. Actually, you know what? I like their bed. Oh, look at that bed. Oh, they have a California king bed. Let me get up in here. These are some nice sheets. Yes, oh yeah, let me just take a nap. All right, I'm up from a nap. Let me get some of these things up in here in the fridge. I'm having a hard time today. I just don't feel like going home. Oh, that work was so hard. My back and let me just stay here a little while long. how would we realistically feel? Because here's the thing. Like it's I think the thinking is, oh, big bad company, and let's, take care of this person over here, this man over here. But realistically, if we were putting ourselves in terms of the company, would you just be okay with someone doing that? Right? Would you be okay with, let's say you have a rental property or you just have a second home and you get gardening work? The gardeners are like, one of the gardeners, maybe they were put out of their home by their wife. Who knows what happened? They say, you know what? Shar doesn't, she doesn't live here. I can stay here a few days. What if you have confidential information in your home? What if you have money stocked away in that home? Are you going to feel okay? You vetted these people. You know they're good people, right? But they didn't tell you. They just, this is nice. I'm just going to stay here for a while. Hard times, she'll be fine. She'll be okay. Just stay here a couple days, maybe 4 or 5 days. That's all right. Tell me how you would feel about that. Is it okay in that instance? All right, Laura says a $50,000 salary in California will barely let you rent a 1 bedroom. Oh yeah, California market is. Oof, I would not want to live in California, especially not with a $50,000 salary. I don't know how you would even do that in Texas, so let alone California. And you would be lucky to find a parking spot within a 1 mile radius of where you live. Inflation is real, but you gotta move, boo. Right. It's like you look at the options. What is legal that you should do? What are the legal options that you have? What are things that are in your control? Looking for another opportunity, moving at another location, moving to a further location that's cheaper, and telling your company that, look, I can't afford to live in this area. I'm going to have to continue working remotely. I cannot afford the commute or something. Having an open conversation about this, like this is realistic. And then again, you don't have to stay there if they are not paying you according to what you see the market demands. You have options to move to another company, especially right now. Especially right now. Yes, I'm doing mental gymnastics over this. LOL. I'm curious if affordable housing was available to him. Right. I'm really curious about this whole scenario because look, did you not talk to your other coworkers? Like, where are they living? Can you get a roommate? People in New York have roommates. It's a very common thing. Sometimes 4 and 5 and 6 roommates. They have there's so many co-living companies in New York. It's just normal. It's a part of life. And the scary thing is, it seems like, more and more states are having these changes in cost of living, of course, because those from New York and California, they're moving to other parts of the country. And okay, I'm guilty, but I'm not from New York. But they are, increasing the cost of living in other markets because, folks say, oh, you can pay this. Well, they can pay this. Let's increase prices. So Kiki says another coworker printed it out and sent it in. That's messy. Apartment locate. Right, you can get an apartment locator. And a lot of times it's a part of your benefits package. Did you not talk to the people in your office? Get a second job, Kiki is saying. Thank you. It's like, don't act like that's the only option. If that were the case, we would normalize this type of setup. But to be honest, I don't think most people would be on board with having a property or having a space, hiring someone to do a job from a set time, and then they're supposed to leave, only to find out that over time they've just been staying in the space, right? They could be incurring more costs on them that they don't expect. Companies have budgets too, right? They also are in a space where there's a security risk of the data that's there, of the items that's there. What is the person doing in that space during that time, basically alone? And then the other thing would just be the sheer fact that you haven't told anyone. So it's that trust issue. So can we trust you? What else are you doing that we don't know about? You're just going to move. Like, that's something we should know, right? Just like if you were to, have someone in your space, you have a cleaner come in every day from 9 to 10, and they've just been staying, kicking their feet up and eating your food the whole time. You didn't know. They never told you. Think you feel some kind of way. Or you just come home and there they are, just kicked up. I think you would feel some kind of way. Rooming and boarding house, storage facility, usually the first month is free. There you go. So Kiki has all the answers here. It's like options. Hey Gigi, what do you think about the guy that, said, hey, you're not paying me enough, rent is high, I'm just gonna move into here in the office cubicle. What do you guys think? Then I'm gonna close this out. You can check out the video, it is pinned to the comment. It's just a really short one, but I thought it was interesting. And don't get me wrong, I am saying all of this, I of course feel for the man who's in the video, if that truly is the case. Again, people do things for social media all the time. Now, the article that we looked at said that Simon was saying that he was fired for that reason, which, I mean, it just makes sense because of the reason that I discussed, that any company would go about it that way. But again, he was in a situation that is rough. But my question for folks is always just to think about those consequences. You can take an action, you can do something, but you have to be ready to face the consequences. And was it really worth it? KB says he should have gotten a second job or worked additional hours on the weekend. If you live by yourself, you can get more stuff done. That's true. That's true. And here's the thing, too. I was just like watching it. I was just like, so you don't have any stuff? Like, what happened to your stuff that was in the apartment? So you just moved in and no one really noticed? And I'm sure people noticed and just didn't, maybe just say anything for a little bit, because I mean, if I knew something, like, I don't know how I would go about it, right? Navigating it or how to reach out. As a woman, I don't think I would reach out to a man. That's just a whole awkward scenario. Wouldn't want anyone to feel any kind of way, because that's a sensitive scenario if you are indeed homeless and you're trying to figure out how do you navigate work. Again, I really would have hoped that he would have come to somebody at his office, whether even if it was a coworker or somebody, to say like, hey, this is what's going on. Are there any options? Like, what can I do? I myself, I've had multiple coworkers where, I would just open up to a different company. So I normally would have the one person that is like, okay, I feel like I'm comfortable talking with you. And yeah, that's actually how I found out about EAP. I was talking with someone in my first job. I was like out of college. And they were telling me like, did you know about the EAP? And I'm like, what is the EAP? I didn't know any benefits information at the time because I didn't need to tell other people about benefits. I wasn't in the HR generalist role yet. And I was just getting familiar with benefits myself. And I learned a lot about that and the different options you have. So it's like, did you not talk to anyone? That's the question I would ask this man. Like, what was floating through your head, and how did it go from you're not paying me enough, I'm just gonna move into the office. Housing in big cities is not affordable for most people, but you can move and work from home, right? It's not fair, but these companies will only learn if we walk away from. And that's why I go back to the option to find another job. The the payback, or what is it? What did they title it as? The protesting. He moved into office cubicle to protest not being paid enough. That's not how you protest. You protest, like a beautiful protest, unfortunately for companies, would be going to a competitor getting paid more. That's the protest. Oh, we loved Simon. He was such a great person. He's over there at our competitor now. They paid him 30,000 more. Ah, I wish we could get him back. We should have paid him, we should have came up on that salary. That's payback, not, oh, we just found out Simon's been working, in the office and protest. Um, what are we gonna do now? That's it's like, I don't know. I don't know what was going through that person's mind. But again, I haven't been in that situation. So maybe if you were in that situation, you're just not thinking clearly and you're just going to the quickest thing that you think sounds right. But again, I can't imagine no one in his circle told him, no, this isn't a good idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, Teddy, what did you think about the video? Um, Gadget Girl says, LOL, girl, you crazy. I'm sorry to laugh. I'm so sorry to laugh. Oh my gosh. I mean, again, I'm trying to be sensitive to the situation, right? But it's like, come on, did you not think of any other options? Come on. Or again, were you just trying to go viral? Who knows? That literally could have just been it. I've seen so many people doing all kinds of stuff online to go viral, and clearly I don't want it that badly. I'm just like, no, I'm not about to. From the girl licking the toilet, I saw a girl biting her cat, which is terrible, which is really weird, by the way. I would never condone that, but it's just like, why are you doing this? Why? Very true, Laura. Locality, pay, being considered a benefit told me all I needed to know about compensation in big cities. Yeah. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. Is, if you are paid less, and this is something that a lot of people are considering, work from home. Well, I'm a little more flexible on pay if I can work from home because it's going to save you money. I don't have to live in a big city. I can live further out. I can save more money. I don't have to commute and pay that cost as well. Sometimes taxes are different. Like if you're in a city, if you're working and living in a city, sometimes you pay tax. Like it's just really weird. So there's a lot of costs accrued too. But I'm going to read these last comments and I'm going to get off of here. But thank you guys for letting me know what you think. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Let me know in the comments. But I can't get with this guy. I cannot get with that. It's like you're lying. Again, putting myself in the company's shoes. You're lying to me like I didn't know you were here. Your normal protocol is 9 to 5 and you're here all night. You never told me what was going on. You're here with all these folks' personal information. It's a security risk. Are you stealing information? Like, what are you doing? Did you, take any information with, like, what's going on? And then also, just a simple fact of, it's just, I don't know. It's just like how do you really move forward from that once you find out someone's kind of broken your trust in that way? It's just not normal behavior. I used to take my lunch in the empty boardrooms on the top floor. I love the view of the city. I'm glad I didn't get in trouble. That okay. Now going to a conference room or going to a conference room that's like quote unquote like this is executive, whatever. Like eat your lunch, enjoy. I actually would book conference rooms just to take calls because certain rooms had like nice views. It was St. Louis, but nice views, arch, a little just nicer. Then my office and my first office didn't have windows, so it was not the best. And then I moved to office with windows, and I was fine. But my first office did not have windows, and so I would book conference rooms just for that reason, so I could take calls and everything, and kind of be a little more relaxed with some sunlight, look out. It just felt better to me. So I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I totally would book conference rooms in different spaces. Um, but definitely something's wrong with just hoofing it into an office. I mean, now in the case, what if someone had told him it was okay? That would be a different conversation. If someone in the office told him, "Hey, you're approved to do this," but I don't think they would because of the security reason. I think the option for him would have been, we have corporate housing. Like, ask about corporate housing. Can I have access to corporate housing while I'm in transition? I don't see why a company would not do that. That should have been the answer, if that was even possible, right? For the time being, because they're going through a crisis situation. They want to be able to focus on work and do a good job. But how can I do that if I'm in this crisis situation? So I don't think there's a company that would have corporate housing available that would not provide that for an employee. At least that's my take on it. That would be the option here. Not, and again, this is why I don't think he told anyone. He just said, "Oh, just gonna come on over here, move on into my cubicle." And again, like, I mean, moving, living in a cubicle, that is not comfortable. It's, I mean, how, I can't imagine doing that and also being able to be fully present in the office. Like, it just, even for him, that wouldn't have been the best scenario. There would have been other options, I think, that could have been looked into. That's all I'm saying on this whole stance. King of Kill says I missed it. You missed it? You need to look at the video. It's pinned to the comment. Look at the toilet. Look, TikTok. Just the world of TikTok. But yes, there was a girl that licked the toilet. She ended up dating some guy though. I don't, after I've seen someone lick a toilet, I don't know if I could do that. It's like, your pets do that, but no. Right, Kiki, exactly. Exactly. So I remember KB says he should have been networking. There were probably other people leaving the company and could have helped him by dropping his name to their new. That is very true. You know, I always say, always be networking. Just to kick your back, wait, what? I don't know what you're saying, Sharky. Um, the last very big firm I was with had a full fridge, and that was that was just on our floor. One could eat out of there for a week. Wrong, but people do it. Oh, see, and that's forgivable, right? Now, if this guy was just like eating people's food in the conference room, that's an employee issue. We could have a conversation about it, make sure he understands, like, hey, this is not okay. But once you get into that territory of like, hey, Simon's just been sleeping here, you didn't tell anyone, he's, you know, been here after hours, yada yada yada. That's a big employee issue, right? It's a whole, and it goes from you're living through a crisis where someone is going to, I would hope, feel sorry for you, feel badly, and try to figure out what resources are available to legality issues and security issues and trust issues, right? So it's if there is ever someone in this situation, I would definitely kind of feel out your environment. Now, I do wonder if he was just in an environment where he just did not feel like he could talk to anyone about it at all whatsoever. That is a possibility. And then what do you do? Because then I'm saying you're just not in the right, you know, you're not in the right work environment. You need to leave. So let me see real quick. I did want to see if there was another article that we could look into. Oh my God, everyone's talking about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian. Oh my gosh, give them a break. Okay, Simon moved into cubicle. That's all I'm searching. Oh man. Wow, the New York Post covered this too? I moved into my work cubicle to get free rent, but got busted and fired. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna share this one and then we'll get off. You guys know I love chatting with you all. Okay, let's try this again. I'm just like, what? It's not even a funny scenario, but it's just like, it's just so, it's just so ridiculous. Like, why? Why? All right, so hold on, it's like static for some reason. Let's try this again. I don't like that. It's like static. Maybe because I said share the audio. I'm just so used to doing that, but I don't like that sound. Let's try this again. Okay, the static is gone. So this is the New York Post article. I moved into my work cubicle to get free rent, but got busted and fired. This is by Samantha Ibrahim. These photos are just ridiculous. If you're not letting me work from home, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna home from work. Oh my gosh. Oh man. But like, why would you put it on social media? And I wonder if that's how they found out. So his real name is Chibuzor Ejiofor, uses the name Simon Jackson professionally. We talked about that already. The Okay, so he made a now viral video of himself living in his work cubicle, claiming it was a form of protest since he wasn't paid enough. And I want to know what enough means. Like, how much was he getting paid? Because like 100,000, 150,000, 50,000, 40,000, like what was the number? The video has earned over 12 million views since March 8th, but in a follow-up video, Jackson revealed he was allegedly fired from his job at he's at a design and engineering consultancy firm. It's called Arcadis, if I'm pronouncing that right. I can't imagine he's not paid well at a design and engineering consultancy firm. That's actually very surprising. The only time that I have seen people paid a little less at consultancy firms have been where a person needed work visa sponsorship and the company was paying for that because that's not cheap. But the company was covering the person's work visa. Those instances, the companies do tend to pay less, but it's normally still really, pretty good salary. Okay, so in his initial viral video, hilariously titled "Check Out My New Apartment," quotes, the 28-year-old, okay, y'all, he's 28 years old. He knows, but I was kind of given the benefit of the doubt that maybe he was out of school, fresh out of school. I can't imagine he wasn't paid enough and that this was his only option. At 28, you know the game. You know. Okay, so the 28-year-old filmed himself. So this is him filming himself. He did this for clout, I think. So he filmed himself getting or setting up his desk with his clothes, toiletries, and other personal belongings. After setting up his mini pad at Arcadis' downtown Seattle office, his stunt ultimately went awry when his employer forced him to leave 4 days later. Well, most employers will have cameras, so they're going to know, or you have a badge, you badge in, you badge out. I mean, they're going to know eventually. But Jackson told the Post that while it was a protest, it was also a matter of timing that inspired him to live at work. He said he had to move out of his apartment because his lease was ending. And the rent was going up. So this was a choice, it sounds like he made. Since he was in a rush to move, no apartments had accepted his application in time. Okay, so now it sounds like I have to take back everything I said where I'm like feeling sorry for this man. Because it doesn't sound like it was an instance of he was just homeless, right? This sounds like a planned attempt, like, hey, lease is coming up, lease is ending, the rent is going up, instead of actually renewing that lease, which is what a normal person, I think, would have done. Seeing that no other apartments accepted his application in time, maybe there are reasons for that, we don't know, that he would just stay at his current employee and, cough up the price. All apartments, if you live in an apartment, most apartments, unless you're with a private landlord, try to increase the price. Did you negotiate with your current apartment complex I had to do that. Look, you guys know I'm trying to negotiate everything. I would negotiate whatever I need to negotiate. I'm not trying to pay more. I don't want to. Um, no. But y'all, since he was in a rush to move, no apartments had accepted his application in time. So this sounds like bad planning. Bad planning. Did you not know when your lease was coming up? Did you not know that it was typical for apartments to increase prices? Did you not know what was happening in our economy? Y'all, and he filmed this himself, sir. And he's 28, sir, sir. Look at you guys. We talked about the example with the fridge, sir. Let me put this article in the chat. I'm putting this in the chat, and then I want to look at y'all comments. Thank you, Sharky. Yes, please smash the like button. But like, do y'all see this picture, sir? So he just planned this whole thing. He had a home. There's his home, and he just shifted over to the office. This was a premeditated thing. See, I'm moving from my apartment into my cubicle at work, he declared in a viral video. Like, the apartments were too expensive anyway, and I was denied a performance review by my employer, he claimed, which would have offered him a potential raise. When I found my company had an empty office downtown, this was the perfect solution as it was close to all the venues. It was close to all the venues I frequented. It would be free. This sounds premeditated. Oh, I'm just going to go there and get free rent, and then I can go to this. This does not sound like a man that was out on his luck, just down and out, had no other option. No, this was just a plan. Oh, yep. I'm this. You know what? No performance review, and it's not that they're saying in here he was denied a performance review. Why? How are you performing? Were you performing well? That would be my question. We don't know that. Why? Right? He also noted that he felt that his stay at the Shea office, people are a mess. The Shea office would have lasted indefinitely if only he hadn't posted videos about it. So he planned to just say, you guys, I have no sympathy anymore. I stand my case in the original video. So, or at the beginning of this video. So if someone, you pay them to do a service, they're going to clean your house 9 to 10 a.m., then they're supposed to leave, right? And they just every day for weeks, they plan on doing this, right? No, they're just going to stay at your place, sleep, shower, do what they need to do. By the time you get home from work, they're off on their day. They do it all again tomorrow. So they're technically kind of living, they're treating your space like an Airbnb. Your space is an Airbnb. Instead of the 1 hour that you think they're incurring costs, they're chilling, they're living a life, they're sleeping, they're eating, they're showering, they're doing all the things that they need to do. How would you feel about that? And then in terms of an office space, again, it's a different scenario because what is in the office? What information is in the office? What resources are in the office? What machines, what equipment, what is there, right? And they have to think about. Y'all. Jackson, who also moonlights as a romper designer, claimed that he has been in communication with his former employer and colleagues. He said that he is not unique or alone in my sentiment of being underpaid. Who doesn't think they're underpaid? Like who? Like in this environment right now, as we see prices continuing to climb and our pay, I keep seeing articles where our pay is just not, even if you're getting increases in pay, it's still not keeping up with inflation. We're just trying to keep up with it, right? So of course there's going to be people in office that are like, I'm not paid enough. I mean, remember the study that we did where we looked at people that made, I think it was over 250,000 or something, and they felt like they weren't getting paid enough. They were living paycheck to paycheck too. Like everyone is feeling it. I almost feel like the more money you make, the more money you need and the more money that you want. So I don't know if there are as many people that feel like, oh, I'm getting paid enough. I couldn't use more money. No, 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 no. No, we're all like, yes, bring us more money. Why would I not accept more pay? I'm just like, what? Okay, so he said not direct coworkers, but people who worked in different branches of the same company also felt they were underpaid. That's okay, whatever. My recommendation is to empower managers to give out raises based on performance rather than treating everyone the same, he told the Post. I mean, yes, but he did not receive a performance appraisal. So we have no idea what his performance was like, what was going on. The business owner also discussed the situation with Insider, wow, saying that he'll take his firing as an opportunity to get away from the corporate world. Yes, because if people know your name and they know you did this, they're probably not going to trust you. So yes, the opportunity will be create your own business or opportunities now, and he's probably using this viral, videos do that. So hey, milk it as much as you can. I can't blame you for that. I wish they approached the TikToks differently and maybe had a conversation with me about. But do you see that? So he says, I wish they approached the TikToks differently and maybe had a conversation with me about whether there was something more serious going on in terms of money, he said. But do I understand the response 100%? Of course, because what they probably are thinking is probably, I wish Simon had talked to us about the scenario that was going on with him so that we could talk about this whole thing and he didn't end up just sleeping in the office for 4 days. Right? I would think any level-headed managers would want to have talked about this before he just jumped up and said, "Yep, moving into the office. That's what I'm gonna do." Now, I will say, and someone wrote a comment on the original post that there are plenty of office spaces that are empty. And so, could some of these office spaces be turned into housing for people? The issue, I think, is one, the company leases, what's in these company spaces, getting people on board with that type of scenario. It's not just a quick, hey, let's move people up in here. I think a lot of planning and thinking has to be done for that. But yes, I think a lot of empty office spaces could be converted into places where people could live. But the issue with that too is zoning. There's, residential spaces. There's all of that too. So there's it's going to be a lot of red tape for something like that to happen. But, yes, there are empty spaces. But again, to my point about your apartment may be empty for a period of time. Your car may be empty and sitting on the lot for hours at a time. Does that mean you want someone to just take it on a joyride? Let's say you have a convertible in your garage and it just sits there majority of the time. Does that mean someone that doesn't have a car, you want to just, hey, just take it for a ride? I know you need a car. You don't have to take the bus. Just take it for a spin. Use it as you need to. Feel free. Would you be comfortable with that? That's my question for those that would think, hey, these empty spaces. Well, a lot of us are in a scenario where technically we could help someone else because we're not using it at the time. So that's a question. Okay, let me look at some comments. I see you guys talking. I'm missing all of the comments in here. Hey, Nikki Nichols. If you guys don't know Nikki, she's a content creator as well. Oh my gosh, I missed all of these. Kiki says, in my building, you have to get permission from the engineer to turn on the lights and air after work hours. I see why, because what are people doing in there, right? I mean, who knew? And like I kind of knew of instances like this, I'm not gonna lie, but like on social media, just to be like, hey, this is what we're doing and it's in protest. I haven't seen that before. Can we call HR if someone is continuously stealing food? Yes, that would be, yes, that's an issue, right? That is an employee issue. Like, hey, someone is continuing to eat my lunch. And that actually happened at a place I was working with, and the person had no idea. I guess they had similar like items for a while, and so they looked the same, and I guess they weren't paying attention. They were frozen meals, and yeah, they were just eating them. Now, this is what they said. I don't think that they did notice. Maybe that first time, but not the next time and the next time. Like, that's not your lunch. You didn't bring that Parmesan linguine Alfredo, and you just ate it because you were hungry. Like, that does happen. That's like a common thing. But yeah, at a certain point, someone's gonna do it. Sharky says, yes, you should. If he was this passionate, he could have been an activist. They get paid. Make this his second job, right? That's what I don't understand. Like, why can't you were this creative to move into your office? But I bet, hey, I'm sure he's going to do something interesting. It maybe be a content creator or something. So he won't need to go back to the corporate grind. That's what I would do if I was in his scenario. I mean, you might as well use this while you can. I saw you were live. I wanted to say hi and listen for a while. Oh, thanks, Nikki. Let me know what you think in the comments too, if you have thoughts on this whole scenario. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome. How are you doing? What do you think about all this shenanigans? Coworkers do this for years, only the weekends for 12 shifts. He worked at a hospital. There are a few rooms with couches. I didn't say anything. So, okay. Here's the thing though. In certain environments, people know people are working over. But the thing is, he posted on social. This wasn't just a one-time thing. This was like him saying and posting that he's doing this in protest, right? Now, I think if he had been just caught and they had a conversation with him, I do think the company should have had a conversation with him. Hopefully they did that, but it sounded like they didn't. I think most companies would be like, hey, this is what we saw. This is why it's wrong. Can you tell us about this, or can you explain this, or something like that, right? Because it could have also been that he wasn't working from the office and this was just like him, I don't know, after hours, maybe an hour behind making this video and then going home. We really don't know. We only know what he's saying and showing in video, but like oh man, I would have hoped that would have been a obviously conversation before a termination would have happened. But again, I mean, it I don't think many companies would be like, oh yeah, this is fine. But yeah, there's certain instances, people working shifts in hospitals and stuff, and they just sleep there. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I see the issue in it. Wow, very interesting story. It is very crazy. Okay, I'm trying to go through these. Extended stay, a lease ending is not a surprise, right? There is extended stay. Right, he knows his lease is ending. There are extended stays, and again, ask the company if they have anything. So many companies have corporate housing that he could have probably used for like a week or whatever that transitional period would be. And then now if he's done all of these things and still there's, nothing that they're going to offer him, it might just be time to say bye, It might just be time to say goodbye. Let me see if there's anything else in here. So Jackson said that his former office was empty since employees were mostly working from home. That makes sense, yes. He said that when his TikToks were discovered, the Human Resources Department called him, or later called him, and demanded he clear his things from his desk. Also, they just called him right away. See, I do think there should have been a conversation of like, hey, we saw this. Do you have anything to say for yourself? What's going on here? Right? He claims they also told him to delete his TikTok videos from the social media platform or he would be terminated. Okay, I get that. So, yeah, like I was saying earlier, the issue being people will know he works at this company and questions may arise, right? This guy isn't just sleeping overnight at your company, like what's going on there, potential clients, he's at a consultancy. What are the clients going to think? All of that has to be considered. So I think the bigger issue was the social media posting, as they're saying he needed to, remove that or he would be terminated. But it's kind of unclear. So if they're saying they called him and demanded he clear his things from his desk, that's basically saying goodbye, right? Or you can't come back here anymore. You need to work from home. But then he's saying, they told him to delete his TikTok or he'd be terminated. So Jackson chose to leave the company. Someone said, yo, there's going to be a mess and I'm here for it. Their name's Nikki, too. Look at him with that pick in his hair, though. He was comfortable. Um, I mean, oh man. Why is this photos like this, y'all? What is going on? I'm just like, what? Okay. So the Post has reached out to Arcadis, but the design and engineering firm said that it cannot discuss ongoing matters. Due to privacy concerns relating to personnel information, the company is not at liberty to disclose any matters regarding current or former employees without express employee permission. That's good that they're doing that. I think that's right. They should not be disclosing that kind of information. But Jackson, who has been staying at a Seattle Airbnb, look, you guys, so he can now stay at a Seattle Airbnb, but he couldn't do that before. Like, you could have avoided this whole scenario by just getting a temporary, there's so many temporary housing options. Airbnb, extended stay, whatever you want to do, hotels. He's looking on the bright side of all of it. Wow. 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 I've gotten so many views now, so maybe I can take that and work on building my brand. I can always find another job if this doesn't work out. That is the video. That is the video. The actual crime is his choice of pajamas. He had some like sassy pajamas, right? I don't think I've ever seen a guy, have I? I don't know if I've seen a guy in leopard print like that for pajamas. I don't know if I have actually. Those are some sassy pajamas. Oh man. Sir, I am gonna need you to get your life. Like, sir, 28 years old. Like I was feeling I had a moment where I was like, on the other side of things, the humanity side, no. As soon as I'm feeling sorry for someone, but like a little pinch. No, he's rocking that onesie rubber. I can't with you guys. Uh, he was rocking that onesie. He brought all the sass. I didn't know pajamas could be that sassy. I didn't know those like all of that. Like I'm just like, did you plan this? I feel like it was just all a plan. So he was trolling the company. At this point, I'm just like, he's trolling us at this point. Seriously. Okay, great comments. I'm gonna read these last ones from Kiki. My old office was a target because we have a shower and a cafeteria. Oh, that's an easy see. I don't even know if this place had a shower. Like how again, I'm just like for an employee doing this, it would be an uncomfortable experience. I don't think for someone that was in a place where they're homeless, I don't think they would want to share that with the world. Versus this guy, it sounds like he proactively chose to do this. It wasn't like it was his only option. He just didn't want to pay rent, or he wanted to go viral on TikTok, something. Yeah, I had a similar experience. I was going to switch apartments, but I was waiting for the remodel. I passed by one night. The men were playing music and drinking beer in my reserved apartment. I reported them. Thank you. Like again, putting yourself in the company's shoes. How would you feel if you're like, this is my space and these people are up in here? Like, no, I'm not here yet, but you're here, right? A lot of us would feel some sort of way. I went to a more professional apartment. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Kiki. Sorry, the thing is shaking. I'm using my ring light. And my camera's in here. People see the pizza in the corporate fridge and get hangry. Ooh, you know what? That was the best thing about working in an office. Those free lunches, man. Free lunch. They always like we always got the best lunch. I had to yell at the little lady for stealing. Oh, it was the Asian lady stealing? She was stealing. Wait, what? I demanded my money and she gave it back. She said it was an accident. I got my own fridge and your place. It sounds like your workplace was wild. I mean, come on, everybody should know companies are lurking on exactly. He wanted to go viral. That's what I think with this whole scenario. Last comment from Kiki. Yeah, I had a supervisor that for years, cussed for years. We switched management without a warning. She was fired, a warning, right? Oh my God, that just sounds so unprofessional, that whole thing. Oh my gosh. Kiki, you got some stories. You got to share more with us on another night. I will have more live chats. I think we're chatting. Ooh, we might chat this weekend. I don't know. I might pop up on here. And then definitely next week we'll have some conversations. And then we have to talk about the femininity and masculinity thing. Someone wrote a weird comment on my last video. That's why I made it members only because I was like, no, no, we're not playing this game right now. But we are going to talk about that. So we're going to continue talking about the archetypes. But we're going to try to focus on the men too, because that's something I wasn't really aware of. So we'll talk about that soon. And I will talk to you all later. And let me know if you're just watching this replay. You got to tell me what you think about this whole scenario. Are you on my team? Do you get where the company is coming from? Are you on Simon's team and you're like, nope, everything you did was right? Tell me why. Let me know what you think about it. Be sure to hit the like button, and I will see you all later. Bye, lovely people.